I think it's appropriate to say something about nihilism. I sent these two posts to a person on here who is a deconstructionist, and he or she talks about the arguments in those posts and said, if you haven't already tuned into no nonsense spirituality, she gives data-based arguments and so on. Actually, I do follow that person. Here is her account, No Nonsense Spirituality. She calls herself a nihilism coach. I find all of that incongruous, and why would I say that? There is a book by J.P. Moreland, Scaling the Secular City, that is very thorough in its argument for Christianity. First of all, just what is nihilism? And I'm reading from page 115. Nihilism is the view that human existence is totally and irredeemably meaningless and that nothing is of real value. He goes on to say, according to nihilism, life is absurd. There is no reason why, and continues on what he means by why, and I stop with the why because that is really the bottom line. In nihilism, there is no reason why anything. Moreland says one thing, that it's wrong that values do not exist. On page 116, he says, secondly, it is false that values do not exist. I know with a high degree of certainty that, and I'll skip a little bit, again, if I read it, AI would block my post, and it probably would not be unblocked with me challenging it. It's wrong that what the Nazis did to the Jews, that one ought to treat persons with respect and dignity. These values exist. A big point about nihilism is, and I'm on page 119 now, a nihilist may have a more satisfying life if society in general adopts the moral point of view, since in that case others may continue to treat him with respect when it is not in their own interest. A nihilist may be happiest if others do not adopt nihilism. Going back to the idea of nihilism, a nihilist would say, whatever is good for me, whatever gives me pleasure, happiness, or joy, that is good. Moreland goes on to point out on page 119 that if a nihilist steals another nihilist's car, what will the one whose car was stolen say? Well, that nihilist has done nothing wrong because he or she who has stolen my car has increased their pleasure. The old saying that no man is an island does not work in a society of nihilists. Nihilism is unlivable and it's illogical. And I will add one more thought to that. Nihilism says there is no why. There is no meaning to life. A nihilist has only now. A nihilist has no hope. And I would think if you have no hope, looking for hope would be a high priority. And hope is one of the many blessings of the Christian life. The nihilist may deny the hope that the Christian has, but I would think the nihilist would want some hope. And if there were any possibility of hope, the nihilist would fight tooth and nail to find that, if it could at all be true. I see the nihilist as just throwing up their proverbial hands and giving up. Why do that? It's sad. You have no fight left in you? Come on, don't give up. Hope is there. It's reasonable, and it's backed with evidence. Don't give up.